Alexander Povetkin came not only to fight,
Yes.
came to win. The
Yes.
first since Vladimir Klitschko. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a bit harsh on Joseph Parker. I mean, I think Carlos Takam certainly wanted to win, but I think he probably came a little bit more to survive. But I do think Joseph Parker came to win, but just wasn't good enough. And maybe that hit him during the fight, that he wasn't good enough to win that fight. So Povetkin was a nightmare. He was always a nightmare. When we found out he was mandatory, it was like, oh, not Povetkin. Because who's been queuing up to fight Povetkin? No one. So, but it was the perfect fight for Joshua to learn and improve. But it's difficult to learn and improve when you're in front of 80,000. Defending 4 world titles. So it was a really big night for Joshua's career tonight, I feel, in many different ways.
He was struggling the first 2 rounds. I was, from his perspective, I was kind of worried because Povetkin came on strong. Did you rely on that Povetkin might slow down during the fight?
I think Joshua worked the body very well to slow him down, particularly the jabs to the body and also inside as well. Joshua's very strong, so when you're in the clinch with him, you're getting tired and tired. It's about the end of the 3rd or 4th round. I just looked at Povetkin go back to his corner and I thought, he's starting to tire here a little bit. And in the past, Joshua would have got a little bit anxious or impatient and in the 3rd round and would have started wading forward and he would have made mistakes. Like he did against Dillian White in the 2nd round where he got caught because he was just swinging.
But that was a personal thing.
Yeah, but it's also because he was incredibly raw. Now he understands the game more, that when you're fighting someone like Povetkin, even the finish after the first knockdown was very clinical. It would have used to just be literally, but he knew that Povetkin was still dangerous, Povetkin still had a go. But it was just a very clinical performance and a clinical finish, and that was probably the most impressive thing of the way he finished him after breaking him down.
Honestly, I would have stopped the fight earlier after the first knockdown.
Yeah, I mean, when I watched it back just now, the cornerman actually grabbed Povetkin's arm to he didn't want it to go on. But when he did that, I didn't realise, because when he slipped through the ropes, that was because the cornerman pulled his arm and then he slipped through. So he was definitely hurt, but he did so well to make the count. But the problem is sometimes in boxing is if they would have stopped it then, the crowd would have booed. Because they want blood, right? So you are quite right. It was dangerous to let him carry on. But in the end, it was a conclusive ending that everyone said, yes, this is the correct stoppage. So, and when the world heavyweight title was on the line, but he was badly hurt after that first knockdown, and we're glad he's okay because, I know about Povetkin's past, but sometimes you can only judge someone on face value, and to deal with as an individual and what he did in the ring tonight and the way he took the defeat, I have to respect him.
The upcoming week, Tony Bellew and Alexander Usyk face
press conference.
Press conference. I talked to Alexander Usyk earlier today, and he said this might be his biggest challenge. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Gassiev was a really tough fight, but Bellew is a different mentality to Gassiev, and obviously, Gassiev didn't seem to. When you're saying about coming to win, I know he wanted to win, but he didn't. Bellew will leave everything in the ring, and from the first round to the 12th round, Bellew is very dangerous, and he could win at any time because he can punch. I believe he punches harder than Gassiev, but he's very well schooled, Bellew. He finds a way to win. Don't get me wrong, Usyk's a big favourite in the fight, but Tony truly believes he wins that fight, so it's going to be unbelievable.
It's kind of a strategy. He always thinks he's the underdog, but then he rises to the occasion.
He is the underdog, in that fight, but we see, I think that fight is a lot closer to 50-50 than the bookmakers see it. They see it as 80-20 or 90-10. But honestly, Bellew is a very, very good fighter.